Sports Chasers Podcast, coming to you live and direct with your host and your moderator, Kevin L. Warren. This is a real sports podcast for real fans.
All right, we're going to try this again.
My bad. My apologies to everyone, to the whole world.
We're going to try this again. Hey, it's another edition of the Sports Chasers Podcast. Hey, you know what's the great thing about our channel? Yo, man, we mess up. We know we mess up. And you know what? I just deleted the video from YouTube. When I finish this show, I'll delete the stuff from Twitter and all that stuff. And hey, you know, things happen. Life happens. But we're here. We're here to talk about college football. Week 7, a lot of exciting games. DA, when I was going through the motions of saying, can I hear you? And he's like, yeah, I can hear you. And he said I was mispronouncing people's names wrong. So
okay. I'm not,
go ahead.
I'm not going to get his name right either. It was a heck of a catch, though, off Mr. Hunter's helmet. But yeah.
Oh, hell of a catch. Well, let's try this again. Hey, on Friday night, the Stanford Cardinals defeated the Colorado Buffaloes 46-43. By the numbers, Stanford had 524 yards of total offense, 400 yards passing, 124 yards rushing. Colorado was 532 yards of total offense, 400 yards passing, 132. Pretty much mirrored one another. The game went to 2 overtimes, tail of 2 halves.
Yes.
Colorado was up 29-0, and their defense just got pushed. Go ahead, D.
Stanford just, they, like everyone, they practiced too. So
yes,
they came back in the second half, made some adjustments, whereas Dion didn't. I'm not saying him by himself, but he's the head coach, so the buck has to stop with him. And they're a young team, and the only thing that scares me is like 7 games in. What scares me a little bit is are you losing their ear this soon, right?
Right.
Did you not have a halftime speech? Like, I know you did, right? Because you're good at that speech stuff. And not say you're not a great coach, because I think you are a really good coach. But the point I'm making is that there had to be at least some type of, all right, guys, we got to keep our foot on the gas. We got to do this, do that, all those cliches that, for our lives, Kevin, me 54, you 50, we've heard in a million movies and different TV shows that have been said. And either he was saying it and no one was listening, or I'm not sure, because it was like really scary to just be that. We're still relatively infantile as far as how long this thing has been together here in Colorado, and like,
right.
Dude, like, all right, okay, third quarter, okay, they're making a comeback. All right, guys, listen, guys, all right, we got to get back on it. Everybody, and that's not to say that Stanford wasn't working hard to win the game as well, but it just seemed like there was no speech that guy could have given that was going to stop that flood, and it was just weird because I'm like, you had a good game the week before with USC, playing, oh yeah, you're on that level. And second half of this game with, I guess, at this point in time, one of the worst teams in that league.
Worst teams in the Pac-12, yes.
And dog, I'm like, come on, man. What? Yeah. That was the only thing scary. Now, I'm not going to go too far because they're a young team still. And they still have to learn how to win. And they still have to get big boys, offensive linemen, defensive linemen. Their running attack sucks. Secondary is real suspect. And they really don't tackle well.
No.
Colorado really doesn't tackle well at all. So they miss a lot.
Wrapping up kids, wrapping up people. Nope. They don't.
They make a lot of business decisions, I guess, the way Dion used to do back when he was playing. Right?
Oh, you cannot slander Dion.
I love Deion Sanders, man. This is real talk, though. Like, they don't really tackle well. But this is college football, right? So there's a lot of things that went on yesterday. I saw Notre Dame beat the crap out of USC yesterday.
And we'll talk about that here and definitely
Go ahead, brother.
In a little bit. Like I said earlier in the first take, I hate that I said that word. Whoa.
Kirk.
Yeah. Ayo Manor. I like I said, I want to pronounce his word, and I'm going to come back and say he made an incredible catch over Travis Hunter. He actually caught the ball on his head, like the catch of the year. It was awesome how he caught that ball, and man, it was wow. It was something else, man. But yo, credit to Stanford. Like you said, they practiced too. They practiced also. And you know, they came back. Yeah, D-Dub. Shout out to D-Dub and Deb for watching this morning. David Tyree. Yeah, that's basically was that catch was like a David Tyree catch off the helmet and boom. So
indeed. And like we say, you know, they're still young.
Still young. Cardinals are 2-4. Like I said, one of the worst teams in the Pac-12, whatever they call it now. Pac-2 next year, and the Buffaloes are 4-3. A couple more games to go. Let's see if they'll be bowl eligible. I think 6 usually gets it done. Am I correct?
Now, but you may be in the Idaho Potato Listerine Bowl with just 6 wins because you're not really doing anything, you know,
right?
Per se.
Shout out to D-Dub's alma mater, UNC. They that game is not on the tilt, but they lost 14-0 to Navy. UNC Charlotte, excuse me. I'm sorry. We'll talk about UNC here in a little bit. Hey, the game of the day, though. I think the game of the day on yesterday, Washington, who was 8, and that's going to change. Washington, who's 7, and Oregon, who was 8. Defeated the Oregon Ducks 36-33. What an incredible game.
That's
what do you say, DA? I'm sorry.
I said that's going to flip flop.
So. Yes, that's definitely going to flip flop. Both really good teams. Yo, the quarterback. This is the second time I play him. See him play this year. Michael Penix Jr. Man, he was 22 of 37, 302 yards, 4 TDs. He threw the ball to the other team once. Man,
beat the shit out of him too.
Huh? I'm sorry.
Beat the hell out of him too.
I was about to allude to that. Man, he took a beating yesterday. He took a beating, and guess what? He was tough. You could see him literally grimacing at the line of scrimmage, and he made that toss. Man, what can you say about them, man? It was really a good win for Washington. It was a really good game. Really a good game. They also ran the ball too. Johnson was 20 for 100 yards, 1 TD. His longest was 17. And I don't think neither team has enough to be shamed. But that young man, Michael Penix Jr., shout out to him for playing the game that he did. Go ahead, DA. I'll give it to you.
I think he played a great game. I think it was a good game overall.
Yes.
I do have some weird feelings about the Oregon thing because like they talk about Bo Nix as if he's like, you know, Fran Tarkenton and like one great, and, which is not a problem for me, right? But
right.
It's almost, and now I see where I'm conflicted with it because I love anarchy in football. But when you start to think about you're going to have 5-year cats playing, right? Because dude got not kicked out of, but he had to leave the SEC. He was at Auburn. The last time I saw him playing at Auburn, he was getting smashed, right? I think they lost to Georgia or somebody. No, he was with Oregon. His first game at Oregon, Georgia. Mm-hmm. And the year before that, he was at Auburn and got smashed. But now, like 5 years, my thing is, it's not a bad thing because he's supposed to be good after playing for 5 years, right? And college should be better. And I'm not saying he was better than Penix yesterday, but it's just I feel a funny way about it because it's like, yes, D, this is what you wanted, but is it really fair? You know, because not everybody's being a 5-year quarterback. You know, like dude, that's at Notre Dame right now.
Right.
he's 5 years in now because he played 3-4 years at Wake Forest, and now he's got Notre Dame, right? And it's cool in the respect that, hey, you're giving yourself a chance to get drafted and do the things that you want to do as an athlete, but in college football. But is it fair to other cats that may not have that opportunity? That you only get to play 3 years, 2 years, and you got to, kind of make it happen for yourself that way. But that being said, I think both of those teams don't play any good defense per se. Washington did have a stop or two at the end of the game that helped them solidify the game and take it on home. But it's funny because it's like that. Like, I've been watching Oregon a long time, and I can't really remember any good defenses that college has had that I can remember that they've had a great.
I will give you this. They did have a fourth down stop back there where Washington was going to take the lead.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, and I'm with you. I've been watching college football for a while, and I can't remember a good Oregon defense. No, they fly high and wear different uniforms.
Yeah, yes, a lot of different colors, but they don't tackle anybody. But I'm not saying that they're bad because, like, I think the guy that you guys, and I'm not going to go to pro football, but the guy you guys have for the Giants, Thibodeau, I thought he was a defensive player when he played for Oregon. It's just that they have not had a great defense that I can remember overall. Great defense. Like, this is Mariota, Achilles Smith. Like, I can't remember them ever having a great defense per se, but it was a good game. It was fun to watch for sure.
Got you. Yeah, the people can't see you, bro. I don't know.
Sorry.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, good game, man. Let's go on to the shocker of the day. I picked this because it definitely was a shocker because guess what? Louisville's ranked and Pittsburgh ain't. I know that's a bad word to say ain't, but Louisville was 14, and I don't know what this loss is going to do. Louisville lost to Pitt 38-21. Dan will be very, very, very proud. Dan could not be with us this morning. Dan's probably sleeping beauty.
Yes,
the Panthers put a beat down on Pitt. The Panthers put a beat down on the Cardinals, the Louisville Cardinals, 38-21. The Panthers are 2-4, and the Cardinals they're 6-1 now. They have a defeat. I watched a little bit of this game. Valu, I believe the quarterback for Pitt, he was 12 of 26, 200 yards, 2 TDs. It was a messy game. It was raining, and the shout out to Pitt. And the Cardinals, they made a lot of mistakes, man. They put the ball on the ground. Yes, granted, it was raining, but it was raining for both teams, like somebody told me before.
Yeah, it seems like Louisville kind of like went into the game gas, like, yo, we got this.
Yes.
I'm like, wow, this is college football, kids. Lack of coaching. I'm not. Yeah, I just gotta say lack of coaching because there's no focus. There was not enough focus.
Nope. And like this wasn't even. It was. I mean, close in the first half, right? It was 21-14.
Yeah.
And then Louis Pitt just pulled away, and they played good defense and kept them shut out in the second half, man. And wasn't even close, man. Wasn't even close if you think about it.
Like, so where does Louisville go? Or are they on the fraud alert? Like, were they just there because their early schedule, and they had a big win?
Yes, they beat Notre Dame last week.
Yeah. So, is it just that these young kids they all have ADHD and can't concentrate for more than 2 weeks?
Oh no, DA, you better not.
Because I'm tripping, like, yo, dog, like, and there are levels to this stuff, man, and that's why those teams that are great. And I think we said this real early in the season, right? So we talked about football, and we said, a great program is always going to be better than a great team.
Yes.
Right. So, like, teams like, your Alabamas and your Georgias and these schools that are good every year because they keep the same level of focus on every year.
Right.
Like, they just don't get, we're good and then we're not going to go hard this year or this week. Like, you can't do that.
Nope.
And these are the type of teams that are good every now and again, but they're never great programs over the long term because they can't, sustain the level of winning. And I'm not saying you got to be 18-1 every year. I'm just saying that you have the same level of intensity every week. Win, lose, or draw, you're going hard every week. And when you see these games, Kev, it's like, what? You lost to Pitt, dude.
Yep.
Pitt.
Yep. I'm pretty sure when Dan sees this, he'll be happy though.
I'm mad because Pitt practiced this week too. It's just
yes.
What the hell was Louisville doing all week though?
They're looking over for their next game,
Press-
pretty much.
Yeah, looks like it.
Let me move on to the next game. The University of North Carolina Tar Heels defeat the University of Miami Hurricanes 41-31, and this was the Tez Walker breaking out game. Tez Walker kept, according to AP, Tez Walker kept getting a step on defenders, snagging catches, and breaking loose to the end zone for number 12 North Carolina. His presence is a game changer, according to Coach Mac Brown. Walker, he was definitely 8 targets, 6 receptions. He had 3 TDs, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to him. Shout out to the NCAA. Well, no, I'm not shouting out the NCAA. No, the NCAA making. How can I say this?
Letting them play.
Let the man play. Let the young man play. That should have never been a thing in the past, and he came back with a vengeance. So shout out to North Carolina. They're 12. Miami will be out of the AP. That loss last week will haunt them for the rest of this year. I'm sorry to say. Drake May. Go ahead, D. I'm sorry.
It may haunt Cristobal forever. So yeah.
Yeah. Drake May was 17 of 33, 273 yards, 4 TDs. Played good. Van Dyke, the quarterback for Miami, was throwing the ball to the other team. He did it twice. He was 31 of 48. Man, D, they doing it in college, man. Just airing it out, man.
It doesn't work anywhere, throwing that ball to the other team, Kevin. No matter where you are, that's just not good. It doesn't help.
Yeah.
Only hurts, especially if they're not wearing the same color you are. So
what do you think real quick for Miami? What I mean,
I think this year they'll probably be out. They'll get back in at some point before the year's over. They'll end up that's maybe top 25. But
yeah,
I think there's something you said, Kev, maybe a year or two ago. They really need to. Miami has a great history, and they really need to either figure out a way to dive deeper back into their history and bring some of those guys back into the program, because it just seems to me that you got high school teams out there that are more intense, go harder. Pro team is just the college team's not playing well. So, it's like you may need, to bring Reed back or somebody there to get that institution back to where they need to be. And if you got to start all over, then start all over.
Well, Cristobal, he's an alumni also.
Yeah, but evidently he's the wrong one.
Oh, okay. I'm not going to anger the fan base down here. Let me move on. Go ahead, D.
I got nothing against him, but you got some snafus.
Yeah, true that. Let me move on to the next game. So like I said, 41-31. And this game really wasn't, if you think about it, it was 17-14 at the half. Miami, and then North Carolina had that breakout third quarter, and that was it. And really wasn't close. The score wasn't indicative of how close the game was, man. So let me move on. I know D is happy. No, he's not happy. I'm joking. Notre Dame Fighting Irish, they defeat USC. I thought this game would have been a little bit closer than what it was. Notre Dame, who's 21, they'll probably move up in the standings. They defeated the USC Trojans yesterday, 48-20. By the numbers, Hartman, as we alluded to, this is fifth year?
Fifth or sixth.
Fifth year with now starting with Notre Dame. Hartman was 13 of 20, 126 yards passing, 2 TDs, and Notre Dame rushed the ball. He was 22 of 95, 2 TDs. They also had some running back by committee. USC, Caleb Williams, he was given fits by the Notre Dame defense where he threw threw it 3 times to the other team. 3 interceptions. He only had 1 TD. He was 23 of 37, 23 yards. And it looks like when I was watching the game a little bit, when I was going back between UNC Miami game and this game, it just looked like he never got into any rhythm with it, and that caused him to throw the ball to the other team. D, your thoughts before we get on out of here?
Well, I was thinking maybe that Notre Dame may have pulled a lot of, not a lot, but some of the things that Colorado used when they played USC to have success against Caleb.
Right.
Oh, Caleb only had 1 interception in that game. A lot of the pressures, it looked like they probably used some of those things because he seemed to be having some of the same old troubles. And though they say he may be Heisman again, based on yesterday, no.
No.
I don't know how that's going to play out for him, but he's a heck of a player.
Who's a Heisman in your opinion right now? If you was the guy to vote,
might be Drake May, and Drake not having a crazy numbers, but they're going to win, and he's throwing touchdowns, and he can play. Drake May can play. They don't give it to any other positions anymore. So I like
no, they don't.
Right, I like Penix being at least should be in consideration
in the top 3. I say the same thing. Yep.
But they don't give it to anything other than the quarterback anymore anyway. So I don't even know if it matters. So it'll be one of the 3. Maybe you'll have a running back in there somewhere, but
your man Mark Ingram won the Heisman
2009. Years ago. I don't even, like I said, he might be the last guy to win one that wasn't a quarterback.
I just looked it up. Yeah, 2009. That was the last time the running back won one.
Yeah, so
Mark Ingram. I'm laughing because
I know. He got sell. That's his job is to sell the game.
He got his pom poms on. Okay. Shout out to Mark Ingram, man. I wish Mark Ingram come on the show. I'll be asking Mark, why you got the pom poms on the NFL Cookout show? But
you gotta do it. That's right. That's funny.
Yeah, he's definitely got to do it, man. But so AP rankings will probably come out later on this afternoon, I believe. But there should be some changes. Go ahead, D. Sorry.
Still the best team.
Who?
Georgia.
Yeah, hands down. They put the beat down on yesterday. So
Vanderbilt.
Yeah, Vanderbilt, as they supposed to, right? The almighty SEC, right?
Yes, and this is we'll have this conversation, but this is why I think when it comes to the end of the year, it ends up being the same because even as good as your Pac-10s or your Pac-10, whatever teams, whatever conference, when you watch them over the course of the year, they'll beat up. Michigan will beat Indiana 50-something to 5, but when they play an SEC team, then they'll get smashed. Right? So you still don't know what exactly it is. Is it?
Right.
It's just that much better, or the coaching that much. I'm not necessarily sure what it is, but it's been that way for a long time. The last time a Big Ten team mopped a SEC team, it could have happened last year because Ohio State Stroud played a good game against Georgia last year.
Yes.
But when Ohio State beat Alabama that year, God bless the dead, I forget Buddy's name that died in Miami that was running on the highway, jogging.
I can't think of his name, but I know what you're talking about.
Sorry about that, brother. But
yeah,
you start to think dang, what's the issue? Is it the conference really that much better? These are still all 18, 19, 20-year-old kids. So it's a little difficult for me to kind of stomach when it happens for year after year after year after year after year this way. So this Big 5 conference thing will change, and kids, it'll be a little bit more even as things go along.
Right.
Or something like that.
True.
Yeah.
Well, listen, that was our last game. Like I said, we're in and out of here with the Gridiron rundown for week 7. Make sure you get back at us tomorrow for the 4th and short segment, the NFL segment. Make sure you enjoy your Sunday. Oh, also, I didn't say this in the beginning. Make sure you like, click, and share the channel. Make sure you subscribe on the podcast side within the sound of my voice. Make sure you subscribe, give us that five. Where's my hand at? 5-star review. And hey, give us some comments, man. And in the words of D-Dove, lovers like his D-Dove say hate us on Thursday. I can't hear.
Don't hate us. Don't do that.
Don't hate us, man. Love on us, man. But man, good show. Like I said, NFL Sunday. Enjoy your NFL games. What you'll be doing today? Do the show you? No, D, I'm not doing that with you. Nope. I'm going, man. I'm going. Hey, on behalf of myself, thank you everybody for watching. On behalf of myself, Kevin L. Warren, and the DA, for the rest of the guys who could not be with us this morning. Yo, this is the Sports Chasers podcast. Be good, be blessed. We'll see you tomorrow night for Fourth and Short for the NFL segment. Be good. Peace.
Peace.